and they like the information. And I'm convinced that there are a lot of liberals who listen because, one, they're curious. Two, maybe we're giving them a mirror reflection of what they believe. You know, oh, he said that, well, I believe just the opposite. Or maybe, you know, they're kind of intrigued and checking things out for the first time and really want to know what's going on in terms of the entire purview of thought. So, yeah, morning drive, that's where a station makes 25% of its revenue. And
Yes.
it's a pretty huge opportunity.
You are the man, and there's no doubt about it. And you know, a good show is a good show, and I will listen to people on the left, you know, all the time if they're good. You know, you'd be a good broadcaster. So what are you going to do differently with your show now? I mean, is there anything that we should be thinking about? Anything coming up that you're going to do that's exciting?
The guy who had the show, Lee Rogers, built that franchise, and we used to call him Mr. Cranky Pants. And Mr. Cranky Pants just kind of liked to do things his own way, and that's great. I mean, you got to do things your own way. But what I like to do is, I love callers.
Yeah.
Lee hated callers.
Right.
I mean, he literally just
And you can tell.
hated them because he thought most of them were stupid.
Right.
They don't have what do they have to add to this program, damn it? I've got all the brains. And he did it. You know, nobody's smarter than Lee. So he hated callers. Although it was fun when he would take them because he could rip an opposing point of view to shreds in just seconds. But I'll take callers. I love the feedback. I love the interaction. With
You are better with callers than almost anyone else that I've heard. I'm serious. Not just because you're sitting here, because I remember calling your show on the way back from I-5 when you first got on, and it was something about the Iraq War, and you really got a kick of what I said, but it's like, you know, this guy, he doesn't know me. I didn't like qualify who I am, this, that, whatever, that, any expertise. He let me go, but it wasn't like I wasn't being some like crazy Art Bell caller. And it's like, and you could no, and even like when you're talking to your fans about the move and stuff like that, you know, when you allow us very nicely to come on and talk about this, you know, be promoting being here. It's like, you know, the way that you are with callers, you know, over the years is we're all sitting around having a conversation. And you respect the callers,
and that's the new media. Because you look at the new media, you look at the bloggers. I mean, these are people. Some of you are bloggers, I'm sure. We wouldn't know you from Adam. But the point is, you've got something to say. And you've done your research, you've done your homework, and you've got an opinion, and it's a darn good opinion. So that's what we're allowing to come on the radio. People who have really thought things through, people who have a point of view, people who have done their own research and are convinced in their own mind of what they believe. Getting them on the radio is kind of like the internet, it's the blogosphere on the air. So that's a pretty cool opportunity. I also really like the opportunity to pump the local issues and local candidates. I think that's just huge. You know, we've used the radio on several occasions to stop things going on in Sacramento.
That's right.
Melanie Morgan, when she was on the station, and I together were with Sean Steele, who was then chairman of the California Republican Party, and a pretty solid dude. And we're talking about Gray Davis and how he basically sucks.
That's right.
And it's like
He
going
did.
on and on. We're doing Gray Davis, and so like out of nowhere, I come on and say, "Is there some kind of mechanism for recalling a governor?" And he said, "Well, you know, Brian, well," and Melody's like panting like a little poodle. She's thinking, recall, this would really be cool.
Oh, yeah.
So Sean said, let me look into the mechanism and get back to you guys next week. And the next week he got back to us and told us what had to be done on the air. And I think it was like 6 months later, there was a recall and a vote.
That's what's awesome. And that's what
That was cool.
And that's why I wanted to hear, you know, not that you're a huge name, but I mean, you have really done it. You've been involved, and you have that action and that interaction, the way you are with the callers, and the way that you're hip to the new media. I mean, that's where it's going. I mean, I've studied media and stuff like that, in law school and business, stuff like that. I mean, with telecommunication laws and everything. And it's like there is, in also the business models, it's like there is a confluence of all this stuff coming together. Yeah. It's all going to be more and more interweave, more and more cross-promotion, the whole 9 yards. And if you're not flexible with different medias, you're not going to be down the road. Yes. Now I want to open this up to the rest of the panel and have you guys all talk and do some different things. We've got Bettina Viviano here. You're sitting next to a Hollywood producer that's worked with Spielberg. Yes. And she's doing it with Adam Sandler. And she's also doing a documentary about the voter fraud with Obama and all that kind of stuff. And let's talk about how you use the new media, what it's like being a liberal in Hollywood, and where you see the future of this stuff going.
Well, first of all, technology has changed all of our lives, so that we're all videographers now. You can get a camera like that, you can go to Best Buy, and everybody can be a filmmaker, which is really kind of interesting because I'm a producer, not a director, so I don't know what lens you put on the camera. I know about how budgets and how to make movies and all of that, but I don't direct. So, you know, back when we were approached to make this documentary, we were trying very hard to get it done for the Denver convention, because we thought, we're going to go show the Democrats that they have fraud in their caucuses. We're going to go show them that there's Acorn out there. Well, it was sort of like the Democrats sent Acorn out there, so it was reporting. It was like the rat guarding the cheese, you know. It was like we were going to go report the fraud to the people committing it, so that was a waste of time. But we were able to, we didn't have the time to fly all over the country, and, you know, we had 5 weeks and $20,000 out of our own pocket to make this film. And so we would literally go to Best Buy and FedEx a camera to somebody in Chicago who had experienced, had been beaten up, or who had been done something by the liberals in Acorn. And we found out real quick that you can do okay quality with this stuff. You know, it's way different. And I was showing, and there's a reason to show you this, I was showing John this because I keep my flip camera in my all times, and I'll tell you why. You will be seeing voter fraud in 2010. You'll probably see it worse than ever. They're desperate. And when you go to the polls, you need to video or use your cell phone any irregularities, because I'm telling you it's going to happen, and it's going to happen bad. And I'm probably more sensitive to it, having made a documentary about it. But now we're all videographers. The new media is YouTube. I mean, that little camera I showed you has the software in it that you can plug in your computer and it automatically uploads to YouTube. Even I can figure that out. And you know, I was afraid of it. You know, YouTube is one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. We were forced to change the way we look at the media by media malpractice. Right. Did anybody in this room, and I will still love you, did you vote for Obama? Who did it? Okay. Okay. How many of you know people who say, had I known the truth, I wouldn't do it?
Oh, that's everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Who's responsible? Who likes Chris Matthews? Who likes Keith Olbermann? Who likes Rachel Maddow? When the election was happening, and I was deep in Washington from all of the people we met making this documentary, I said to somebody who works in Washington, very famous, I said to him, what is the deal here? How do I know all of this stuff and how bad it is? Why doesn't everyone else? And he said, well, here's the deal. Obama promised General Electric, which was bankrupt.
Yeah, that's right.
The billions of dollars, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. Yep. Who do they own? MSNBC and NBC. Correct. You see these people, and they're getting tingles up their legs over a human being. You know, this country went crazy.
Let me just say something real quick. I mean, you know, on my Facebook, I've got like 200 of the top MSMs, friends and this and that, whatever, and I will crush Chris Cillizza and Jake Tapper and all those guys. They won't drop me because they know I've got my finger on too much stuff, right? Over and over about this, because we heard when the Supreme Court decision came down, which basically affirmed free speech, right, against the Citizens United, which said that anyone, corporations, can be involved in advocacy, this and that, whatever. Again, I mean, it's not too hard to read the Constitution, where it says Congress shall make no law abridging the practice of free speech and religion and assembly, etc., etc. And so they were railing against this and blah, 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 and people were going crazy on this page. And I'm like, well, let me understand this. So now the media who endorses who they want, because you know, McCain-Feingold, there was an exception for one type of corporation, media corporations. So they can say whatever they want, anytime they want. The New York Times can endorse whoever they like. Chris Cillizza and these people go to Washington Post, endorse whoever they like, and basically give free advertising to their candidates, which they always do. And I'm like, as you say, well, let's understand this. So GE, who owns NBC, they are all about green is universal. We have the Super Bowl stopped with candles so they can have the staged effect, like that's going to, you know, save a penguin in Antarctica or whatever like that. And why are they for green is universal? They're for green is universal because who makes the windmills? Who makes the solar
But
panels?
guess what? And that is what I've been told
Right.
of why they destroyed the San Joaquin Valley, that they're going to give that land to GE for wind farms.
Right. Who makes the nuclear power plants that allegedly get sold to Iran via a subsidiary, German subsidiary? GE.
How much of our taxpayer dollars bought Obama's campaign? $230 billion to GE and counting, and Jeff Immelt and all of them. And it's hard for me because I'm in the film business. My friends work for NBC Universal. I sent them a script as a producer on Friday and said, buy it for me as a producer. You know, I'm still half in that and half in this, but they're irresponsible and reckless. And I believe Fox no longer can be trusted. I'm sorry, I don't. I love Beck, I love Hannity. I don't trust who just bought part of Fox.